So students, today we start the salt analysis, that is for a mixture of two inorganic salts. Okay. So first step is the preliminary test. Okay. Under the preliminary test, first is the physical examination. First test is the physical examination. Okay. Under the physical examination, you have to check the color of the solution and you have to check the smell of the color of the mixture salt and the smell of the mixture salt. Then you have to take the observation and then interference, what you will get from this. Okay. So for this mixture salt, this is your mixture that we have provided. This is a mixture of two salts, and first we will examine the color of this salt mixture. You can see its color is light green color. Okay. So in the observation, you have to note that. So that means the color observation comes, it has the light green color. Okay. So according to the light green color, you have to note the interference from the book, that according to the light green color, you can see that when the observation is light green, that means Fe2 positive ions they may be present in the mixture. So you have to write here Fe2 positive ions may be present in your mixture. Now next come to the smell of the mixture salt. For the smell, so to check the smell of the mixture, what you have to do, take a spatula and add small quantity of the salt mixture into the spatula and add a single drop of the water and then check the smell of the mixture. Okay. And in our case, there is no characteristic smell that is observed, and which indicates that ammonium or sulfide ions, they may be absent in the mixture. Now come to the second preliminary test, which is the dry heating test. Okay. For dry heating test, we are taking a dry test tube. Okay. In this dry test tube, we add small pinch of the organic compound and then heat this on the flame and note the color, any color of the gases which are evolved. This you can see the colorless gas, and this note the smell of this gas. The smell comes out to be pungent smell. देखियो sir. This is the gas, and then note the smell of this gas. Okay. So from this observation, colorless gas evolved with the pungent smell. So under the dry heating test, the observation comes colorless gas with the pungent smell, which gives white fumes with ammonia, and this indicates the presence of chloride ions in the mixture. You can also see from the book that for the dry heating test, colorless gas with the pungent smell, which gives white fumes with ammonia, that indicates the presence of chloride ions, may be present in the mixture. Third preliminary test is this charcoal cavity test, and for charcoal cavity test, we are taking a pinch of the organic compound, inorganic mixture, and a double amount of the sodium carbonate is mixed with this mixture, and then we are taking a charcoal, and a cavity is produced into this charcoal. You can see the formation of cavity. And then this mixture is the cavity is filled with this mixture. And then this is moistened with the drop of water. Single drop of water that is used. Okay, so now this charcoal is then using a blowpipe, a reducing flame is added on this compound, and you have to note the color of the residues. Black. So this you can see the color of the residue that comes out to be black color, and according to the black color, what is your interference? When the interference is black, then that means no specific interference that can be drawn from the charcoal cavity test. So you can say that for the charcoal cavity test, black residues they are obtained. It indicates the presence of zinc ions, lead ions, copper ions. They may be absent in your mixture salt. That is, no specific interference means you can absent any of these compounds from the mixture. Okay. So this is charcoal cavity test. Fourth test is your cobalt nitrate test. Cobalt nitrate test. Since the charcoal cavity, the residue under the charcoal cavity, that comes out to be black, not white. And cobalt nitrate test is performed only when the white residues they are obtained in the charcoal cavity. So since in our mixture, in our compound, black residues are obtained, so charcoal cavity test जो है that cannot be performed in this for this mixture. ठीक है? So fifth preliminary test is flame test. This is the flame test, and you have to note the observation and interference for the flame test. So first of all, the platinum wire is dipped into the HCl solution, dilute HCl solution, and then it is heated on the flame. On the other side, the mixture, जो हमारा mixture salt है, the paste is prepared by adding a drop of HCl solution into the paste. HCl solution, a drop of concentrated one. Concentrated HCl is a paste is prepared using a concentrated HCl. And then this platinum wire is dipped with this paste, and then again heated on the flame, and you have to note the color of the flame. So from the color, you can see that there is no specific color which is obtained from the flame test. Neither bluish white, neither green color, neither brick red, crimson red color that should be appeared in your mixture. But since in our compound no characteristic color that is obtained, which indicates that these ions, calcium, strontium, barium, copper, they may be absent in the mixture. So under the flame test, you have to note that no characteristic flame color, no characteristic color of the flame that comes, which indicates the presence of calcium ion, copper ion, strontium ions, they may be absent in your mixture. Okay. So the sixth preliminary test is the borax bead test, and the borax bead test that is performed for the colored solution, colored compounds. Okay. And since our mixture color, जो mixture salt है, that has the light green color, so borax bead test that will be applied on our mixture. Okay. For the borax bead test, you have to take borax powder. This is a borax powder, and the platinum wire that is dipped with this borax powder, and a bead is prepared for the a glossy bead, shiny bead is prepared from this borax. So you can see a bead is prepared from the borax, and then this bead is touched with the mixture and again heated on the flame. This bead is again mixed with the mixture and then again heated on the flame, and the observation should be the color of the bead. After heating, you have to note the color of the bead. The color of the bead that comes out to be light yellow, that you cannot see from this video clearly, but it shows a light yellow color which indicates the presence of iron ions, Fe2 positive, that may be present in the mixture. So from the observation for the borax bead test, that is yellow bead जो है, yellowish brown bead that comes here, that means iron 2 positive may be present in the mixture. The seventh preliminary test is the sodium hydroxide test, and for this you have to take either a sodium hydroxide in the test tube or a compound in the test tube, and then add the since we are taking the sodium hydroxide in the test tube, and now we are adding the mixture, and then we have to note the smell of this solution, that whether the smell is ammonical smell or not. Please note the smell. It does not show any ammonical smell, which indicates that ammonium ions are absent in the mixture. So for sodium hydroxide, you have to note the smell. There is no ammonical smell that comes from this solution, which indicates that ammonium ions may be absent in the mixture. Okay. So these all are the seven preliminary tests. Then we come to the acid radical analysis. Under the acid radical analysis, first step is the dilute sulfuric acid test. For dilute sulfuric acid, we are taking a small mixture in the test tube, and then we are adding the dilute sulfuric acid into the test tube, and we have to note that whether any gases which are evolved or not from this after the addition of dilute sulfuric acid. You can see after the addition of dilute sulfuric acid, no reaction that takes place, which indicates that the ions of the dilute sulfuric acid. So the ions of dilute sulfuric acid, that is carbonate, sulfate, sulfite, nitrite, these all are the ions which are absent in the mixture, because there is no reaction after the addition of dilute sulfuric acid. So here you have to note that for the dilute sulfuric acid, no observation, that means carbonate ions, sulfide ions, nitrite ions, etc., they may be absent in your salt mixture. Second test is the concentrated sulfuric acid test, and in the concentrated sulfuric acid, same again, you have to take a test tube and add some amount of the mixture salt, and then we will add the concentrated sulfuric acid. Into the test tube. After the addition of concentrated sulfuric acid, if no gases which are evolved, then we have to heat it on the flame. After the adding concentrated sulfuric acid, we have to heat it on the flame and note any kind of color, the color of the gases and the smell of the gases. You can see. So you can see the colorless gas evolves, and when we add a glass rod dipped into the ammonia solution in place of this gas, you can see white fumes are formed, which indicates the presence of conformation of chloride ions in the mixture. ठीक है. So for the concentrated sulfuric acid, colorless gas from all this table, our observation comes matches with the this one, that is colorless gas, pungent smell, white fumes with ammonia. So this is our observation, and according to this observation, our interference is chloride ions are present in the mixture. So here you can write chloride ions, they are present in the mixture salt, and this is, here is your observation that colorless gas, pungent smell, and ammonia, white fumes are evolved with the ammonia. Okay. So from this, from concentrated sulfuric acid, chloride ions जो है they are present. Our next step is the confirmatory test for the chloride ions. We have to give the confirmatory test. We have to give the proper confirmation that whether the chloride ions are present or not. Step is the confirmatory test for the chloride ions. Okay. Confirmatory test. First test we will perform the silver nitrate test. Okay. So in the silver nitrate test, we are taking original solution of the mixture compound. Okay. Then we are adding the nitric acid solution, that is dilute nitric acid solution, into this test tube. Then boil this test tube. This mixture is boiled. After boiling, we will cool this solution and add the lead acetate, silver nitrate into this solution. After the addition of silver nitrate, white precipitates formed, which confirms the formation of presence of chloride ions. Shake it. The white precipitates formed. The solution turns into the white color, which indicates the presence of chloride ions into the solution. Okay. So that means in the silver nitrate test, white precipitates are formed, which indicates the confirmation of chloride ions in the mixture solution. Second confirmation test is the chromyl chloride test. Second is the chromyl chloride test for the confirmation of chloride ions. The chromyl chloride test, we are taking a original solution of the mixture, and then we mix potassium dichromate solution, small amount of the potassium dichromate solution compound into this, and mix this solution. Then we add the concentrated sulfuric acid. Yellow solution is formed, orange yellow solution is formed, and then we heat this solution, and red vapors are evolved when we heat the solution, and those red vapors, we pass those red vapors through the sodium hydroxide solution. This we are taking the sodium hydroxide solution, and we heat the mixture solution. Start your lesson. थल्ले वाले डस्टी बोल्ट ही कर दो बिल्कुल ही ना, हाँ बीच कर दो बिल्कुल ही। आगे ऐसा ही बाहर निकलो। हाँ, so this you can see light yellow color solution of sodium hydroxide is formed. Into this solution we add few drops of acetic acid. Acetic acid, few drops of acetic acid is added into this yellow solution. Then lead acetate solution. After the addition of lead acetate solution, yellow colored precipitates they are formed. You can see the formation of yellow colored precipitates, which confirms the conformation of chloride ions in the solution. So this is the chromite chloride test for detection of chloride ions. So after in the acid radical from the dilute sulfuric acid, there is no observation. From the concentrated sulfuric acid, chloride ions जो है they are detected, they are confirmed from the concentrated sulfuric acid. But since we have a mixture of two salts, that means we have two anions and two cations. Two acid radicals जो है they must be present in the mixture. One ion is detected from the concentrated sulfuric acid, and the second ion जो है that is not present in the neither in the dilute nor in the concentrated. So we have to go for the independent ion test. Under the independent ions, there are the sulfate ions, there are phosphate ions, and there are the borate ions are present in the independent test. So first of all, we will apply the test for the sulfate ions, and we have to detect whether the sulfate ions are present or not. Then we will go for the phosphate, and then we will go for the borate ions. So for the sulfate ions, we are having two confirmatory tests for the sulfate ions. One is the barium chloride test and second is the lead acetate test. Okay. For the barium chloride test, we are taking an aqueous solution of the mixture. What we have to do? We are adding a small amount of the water into the mixture salt and dissolve this solution dissolve this compound in the water, and this aqueous solution जो है aqueous solution of the mixture that is prepared. Now into this aqueous solution we are adding a aqueous solution of the barium chloride. Barium chloride is dissolved into the water and this aqueous solution is prepared. Now we have to mix this barium chloride solution into the mixture solution and note the precipitates formed. You can clearly see white color precipitates. White color precipitate, they are formed after the addition of barium chloride, which indicates that sulfate ions they are confirmed in the salt. That means sulfate ions they are present in the salt. The second confirmatory test for the sulfate ions is lead acetate test. For lead acetate test, same, we are taking the aqueous solution of the mixture salt and we are adding the aqueous solution of lead acetate. This is a lead acetate solution and we are adding the lead acetate solution into the mixture salt and we are seeing the color of the precipitates. You can again see the white color precipitates they are formed after the addition of lead acetate, which again confirms the presence of sulfate ions in the confirms the sulfate ions in the mixture salt. Okay. So since sulfate ions they are confirmed in the salt, second ion is also confirmed, so there is no need of phosphate ion test and no need of borate ion test. Okay. So if the sulfate ions are absent, then we should have to go for the phosphate ions and then we should have to go for the borate ions. But since first sulfate ions are present, so there is no need for phosphate and borate ions. So from the acid radical analysis, what we will get? We will find that chloride ions are present in the mixture as well as sulfate ions जो है they are present in the mixture. Now we are going for the basic radical analysis. That is, we have to detect the positive cations, you can positive ions or cations in the mixture. So for the basic radical detection, there are total 6 groups which we have to detect starting from the 0. Okay. So for the basic radical detection, first we will prepare the original solution. Original solution is prepared by dissolving the inorganic mixture in the solvent. Solvent is the solvent that can be anything, water, you can use sodium hydroxide, you can use HCl, whatever be the solvent in which your inorganic mixture जो है that is dissolved. ठीक है. In our case, we have checked their solubility, that is our compound is soluble in water. ठीक है. So that original solution is prepared first. Next we will go for step by step. From group 0 to group number 6, we will check which group is present for the basic radicals. Okay. So first is the detection for the 0 group. In the 0 group, there is only one anion, one basic radical, one cation, that is ammonium ions are present in the 0 group. Okay. So what is the procedure of this test? Simply take 1 gram of the mixture salt and add concentrated sodium hydroxide solution, and then you have to heat the solution and note that whether any gases are evolved or not. The gases should be, if the ammonical smell comes, that means ammonia gas is produced, and that means 0 group जो है that is present. And if there is no ammonical smell, no ammonia gas is produced, so 0 group is absent. Ammonium ions जो है they may be absent in the solution, in the mixture. So next, let's start for the 0 group. This is for 0 group detection. We are taking a dry test tube and adding the mixture salt into it, and then we add the concentrated sodium hydroxide solution, and after the addition of sodium hydroxide, we will heat this solution. So after heating, please check the smell, and there is no gas is evolved and no ammonical smell that comes after the addition of sodium hydroxide, which indicates that group 0 जो है that is absent. And if group 0 is absent, that means ammonium ions जो है they are absent in the mixture. Now we will go for the other groups, that is we are starting from the group number first. Okay. So first of all we will prepare the original solution, and the original solution, this is our original solution which we prepared after dissolving the mixture in the water. Okay. So this original solution is prepared into this original solution. For the group number first, we are adding dilute HCl. Dilute HCl is mixed here. 1 second. Okay. After the addition of dilute HCl, we have to note whether any kind of precipitation takes place or not. And since we are adding the dilute HCl, and you can see that there is no precipitation, no reaction, that no precipitates are formed after the addition of dilute HCl. So this indicates that since there is no precipitate formation, group number 1 is absent. Okay? And since group number 1 is absent, now we will have to go for the detection of group number 2. Okay? For the second group, we have to take the solution of group number first. जो हमने यहाँ पर solution use किया था in the group number 1, that we are taking for the second group. We have to simply pass the H2S gas through this solution and check any kind of precipitation occurs or not. Okay. If the precipitates are formed, that means group number 2 is present, and if there is no precipitate formation, then group number 2 is absent. Okay. So this we are adding the H2S gas through the solution of group number 1, and you can see the formation of yellow color precipitates. Okay. So this you can see the yellow color precipitates, they are formed in the group number 2, which indicates the presence of second group. So our next step is we have to separate these yellow color precipitates from the filtrate, from the aqueous solution. For separating these yellow color precipitates, we have to use this instrument, that is the centrifugation instrument, and we are putting this test tube under this instrument. So this, you can see that the yellow precipitates, they are settled down, okay, and the filtrate is present above, and now these precipitates are separated from this filtrate. So let's come to the theoretical part. For the group number second, since precipitates are formed, okay, so that means group number second is present. In the group number second, there are number of ions like mercury, lead, bismuth, copper, cadmium. These all come under the subgroup A, and arsenic, antimony, tin, they comes under the subgroup B. Okay. For the subgroup A, the color depends the type of the ions present. Okay. Mostly black colors precipitates, they are formed for mercury, lead, bismuth, copper, and the yellow color precipitates, they are mostly occurs for the cadmium ions. Okay. So that means जो हमारा मिक्सचर है, our mixture is cadmium chloride and ferrous sulfate. For this mixture, this is our mixture that we have taken today. Yellow color precipitates, they are formed in the second group. Yellow color precipitates indicates that group number second A is present, and yellow color precipitates clearly indicates the presence of cadmium ions. Okay. So yellow color precipitates indicates the presence of cadmium ions. Now we will have to go for the confirmatory test for the cadmium ions. After the formation of precipitates, yellow color precipitates, as we have already centrifuged the solution, and we have separated the precipitates from the filtrate. This you can see. These are the precipitates, and this is the filtrate which we have separated for the second group. These precipitates are further used for the conformation of cadmium ions in these precipitates, and those this filtrate is further used for the detection of group number 3. Okay. So first we will detect the presence of third group, and then we will go for the confirmatory test for the cadmium ions. Okay. First of all, we will find which groups are present and which groups are absent. So group number second is present here. Now we will go for the group number third. For group number third, we are using the filtrate of second group. Okay. And then we have to boil this solution to remove the excess of H2S gas. Then we will have to add concentrated nitric acid, again boil the solution, then add ammonium chloride and ammonium hydroxide in excess. After the addition of ammonium chloride and ammonium hydroxide, we have to check whether any kind of precipitates are formed or not. If the precipitates are formed, group number third is present, and if no precipitate formation, then third group is absent. Okay. So this is the procedure. Now we will apply this procedure for the filtrate of the second group, that is to this filtrate. So this we will heating the filtrate of second group to remove the excess of H2S gas. Now we will add we are adding the concentrated nitric acid, 1 ml, near about 1 ml concentrated nitric acid. concentrated nitric acid, near about 1 ml is added, and then we again heat this solution. This is for the removal of excess of H2S gas. Then again slightly heat the solution. And then we will add the ammonium chloride. This is ammonium chloride. So after the addition of ammonium chloride, then we will add ammonium hydroxide in the excess. Ammonium hydroxide, and you have to see the color of any kind of precipitates are formed or not. Excess of ammonium hydroxide. Shake cut. This you can see the precipitates are formed. Precipitates are formed in here. Okay. That means precipitates are formed. That means group number 3 is present for the mixture. Now we will have to separate this precipitates from the filtrate using the same procedure, using the centrifugation instrument. And this you can see that the precipitates, these are the precipitates which are settled down, and the filtrate is present above. Okay, and if you note the color of the precipitates, there is brown color, light brown color, brownish color precipitates. They are prepared for the group number 3. Okay, so in the theoretical part, since precipitates are formed in the group number 3, that indicates 3rd group is present for the mixture. In the 3rd group, there are the ions iron, aluminium, chromium, manganese ions. Okay? So for all ions, if the precipitates are formed, then there is specific color of the ions. Like for white precipitates, aluminium ions may be present. If the reddish brown color, iron 3 positive may be present. For the dirty green precipitates, chromium ions, they may be present. Since in our case, reddish brown color precipitates they are formed, which indicates the presence of iron ions. Iron ions, they may be present in the solution. Now the next step is the confirmatory test for the iron ions. So these are the precipitates. So you can see these are the precipitates formed from the group number 3rd, and this is the precipitates prepared from the 2nd group. Okay. So we have 2 groups, group number 2nd and 3rd, both are present. So now we will have to do for the confirmatory test for the 2nd group ions, and then we will go for the confirmatory test for the 3rd group ions. So first of all, we are using these yellow color precipitates for the confirmation of cadmium ions in the mixture. For the confirmatory test of the cadmium ions, we have to take these yellow precipitates and dissolve that precipitates into the dilute HCl, and a clear solution is obtained. Then we are dividing this clear solution into the 2 parts. In the one part, we have to add the potassium ferrocyanide solution. And after the addition of potassium ferrocyanide, if bluish white precipitates are formed, then cadmium ions are conformed, and if there is no bluish white precipitates, then the cadmium ions are absent. Okay. For the second part, we have to add the sodium hydroxide solution. After the addition of sodium hydroxide, if the white precipitates are formed, this confirms the presence of cadmium ions, and if there is no white color precipitates are formed, so that means cadmium ions are not conformed in the mixture. So now we will go for using this procedure, we are going for the confirmatory test for the cadmium ions. So this, in the yellow precipitates, we are adding dilute HCl and a clear solution to make a clear solution. काफी ज़्यादा ऐड कर दो सर. हो रहा है. Okay. So this, a clear solution is obtained after the addition of dilute HCl. Now this clear solution is divided into two parts for the two confirmatory tests of cadmium ions. Okay. So in the one part, we are adding the potassium ferrocyanide, and note the color of the precipitates. Note the color of precipitates after addition of potassium ferrocyanide. You can see bluish color, blue color that is obtained after the addition of potassium ferrocyanide, which indicates the presence of cadmium ions in the mixture. Now to the second part of this solution, we are adding concentrated sodium hydroxide, and again note the color of the precipitate. White color precipitate should be formed here. Add कर दो sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide और add कर दो. White color precipitate should be formed. So this you can see light white color precipitates जो है, 1 second, you can see, एक second, white color precipitates जो है, they are present as a colloidal particles in the mixture, which again indicates the presence of cadmium ions in the mixture. Okay, so these are the two confirmatory tests for the cadmium ions. Now we will go for the confirmatory test of the group number third precipitates. These are the precipitates which we obtained from the third group. For this confirmatory test of the iron ions, we again make a clear solution after adding dilute HCl solution. Dilute HCl, we will make a clear solution. So the clear solution is formed after heating. After addition of dilute HCl, we are heating the solution and a clear solution is obtained. Now this clear solution is again divided into two parts. That is again divided into two parts. 1 second. This solution is again divided into two parts for the two confirmatory test of the iron ions. Into the one part of this solution, we are adding the potassium ferrocyanide solution, and note the color of the precipitates. Potassium ferrocyanide. You can see a deep blue color is formed, which again confirms the presence of iron ions in the Fe2 positive ions in the mixture. Okay. To the second part of this solution, for the second confirmatory test, that is potassium sulfocyanide test, we are adding a few drops of potassium sulfocyanide into this mixture, and again note the color of the precipitates. You can see a blood red color precipitates, they are formed, which indicates the presence of iron ions in the mixture. So these are the two confirmatory tests of the precipitates of group number 3rd. So students, for our mixture, since group number 2nd is present, and from the group number 2nd we are detected cadmium ions where they are present in the mixture, and then for the next ion, group number 3rd is present, and from the group number 3rd we are detected the iron ions in the mixture. Since both the basic radicals, they are detected from group number 2nd and group number 3rd. Okay? So there is no need to do for the practicals of the group number 4, group number 5th, group number 4th, group number 5th, and group number 6th. There is no need to do the identification of these groups, because we need only 2 basic radicals which we have detected from 2nd and 3rd group. Okay? So in today salt analysis experiment, what we have find that in the result there are 2 acid radicals and 2 basic radicals, they are detected. Acid radicals are chloride ions and sulfate ions, and basic radicals are cadmium ions and iron ions. They are detected in this